Alrighty, let's go on to the next person. For the 4,000 people on YouTube, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Let's try to get to 3,000 likes. I would really, really, really appreciate it. Sherry, thank you for the $10, by the way. Thank you. Kayla, thank you for the $1. Caleb with the $3. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo.
How old are you?
33.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yep.
CK, thank you so much. I really appreciate the fireworks. Thank you. Why do you support Donald Trump? You cut out. I can't currently hear you right now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I do hear you now.
Why do I support Donald Trump? Because he's fucking masculine.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. How's he masculine
You think Kamala? You think Kamala could take on the world, dude?
Yeah, I think she would have done a better job than Trump.
You really think? You think so?
Yeah.
The pressure that the president has every day, do you believe the average person can actually take that on?
I think they would do better than Trump. The average person.
You think Kamala can hold that pressure? See, we talk about politics and we talk about this and that, but we don't talk about when you get in that room, the pressure in that Oval Office that people have to take on when they give orders.
Why are you trying to act like men can only take on
people
that?
in the world? No. I'm not saying, but we have to get real here, buddy. We have to get real here, buddy. Okay? We could talk politics and all this shit about who should have ran what and what should have been ran. But with all these threats going on in the world, you think Kamala could have handled this pressure from Putin and all this shit going on? Actually, they would have pushed over her.
Because Donald Trump just conceded to her position.
It's not only about politics.
He literally just said that after he finally understands it fully. He said that he didn't understand it fully prior, and now he does, and he now understands that he needs to take Kamala Harris's position on the matter. Did you know that? He said that on Truth Social. I can show you the tweet if you'd like to see it.
Kamala Harris on what matter?
Yeah, in terms of Ukraine. So he thinks that it is the case that we can win back all of Ukraine.
Did you see him embarrass that? Wait, hold on. First of all, the amount of people that came to see Trump and he had sat down and the attention he had, did you think Kamala had that power? You think they would have respected her? You think they would have came and actually
get more respect, especially from our allies.
Listen to that woman?
Yes, actually, public confidence amongst those different nations for what candidate would do the best for global affairs indicated that Kamala Harris had significantly higher confidence rating than Donald Trump. I can show you right now from Pew Research. All right, it was 55%. 55%.
So you're doing all this. Okay, I know you like research and you like the internet shit, but like I'm trying to say, dude, let's get down to common sense. I understand these numbers and all these shit, but a lot of this shit can get projected. And a lot of this shit, a lot of humans and the interactions that they take down and shit, a lot of people aren't active in politics. So a lot of them numbers are really hey son, stop. You're about to get off Roblox. Cut it out. A lot of these ratings and all this shit that you're looking up, these demographics, are people who are there fucking 60 and older, 50 and older, 40. It's not really projecting what the average person is doing. Most people aren't even in this shit, dude. Most people aren't even participating in voting. Most people aren't participating in this shit to even come up with these type of numbers. I understand this shit. Yes, that makes sense. But let's get on like real common sense terms. It takes a strong person to run a nation, right? Can we agree upon that? It's not for everybody. The decisions that they make in the office affect lives, right? Can we agree upon that?
Yeah, and I think that Kamala Harris had significantly higher confidence amongst different countries, especially those that are our allies, than Donald Trump. 55% confidence for her to do the right thing regarding world affairs versus 33% no confidence amongst 18 different countries on a median basis. And for Donald Trump, it was 34% confidence and 62% no confidence amongst the median.
So you're basically going off the numbers. See, I'm in the streets, okay? And people are talking. I'm talking about hood dudes running for Trump. You know how long the black people have been on the vote of the Democratic vote? It's black women in Chicago right now begging Trump to come clean up mess that the Democrats, not to come at the Democrats, but most of them just let this shit slide. It's a lot of criminal activity on the side that we're not going to really get into. But when you're in the streets, you get to see what's going on. It's a lot of violence. It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of shit going on that really needs to get touched. Okay.
It sounds like the crime that we're not like particularly holding to account is people like Donald Trump, who's a convicted criminal, held civilly liable of sexual abuse, who incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol, and pardoned those who violently assaulted police officers on January 6th.
Yeah, I understand that.
Maybe voting for him is actually going to be like not looking at and holding him accountable.
Okay,
right, in terms
every
of his
president has did something. We're not going to get perfect, brother. We're not going to get perfect.
I'm not asking to be perfect. I'm saying Kamala Harris is better than Trump.
That's what you're looking for. That's what everybody's expecting. This imaginary world, this imaginary fucking president that's not going to exist. The American people, we push filth. It's a common thing.
Hold up. So I would prefer perfection, but that doesn't mean I'm expecting perfection. I definitely don't expect perfection. There are plenty of things I disagree with Kamala Harris on, but I'm saying that Kamala Harris is a better candidate than Donald Trump.
You're saying a better candidate. I don't believe that. You know why I don't believe that?
Why?
Because it's not a natural. Just how my favorite streamer is like, I don't want to connect all that, but just how my favorite streamer is like Queso right now and not like Kai Cenat and shit, because he's naturally doing what he has to do to make action without having to bring other figures to represent them. The shit when she brought Beyonce and Glorilla, you think that represents?
I'm sorry. Why did you just randomly talk about streamers? Dude, that was so weird. When she brought the
celebrities to dance and Jennifer Lopez, all that shit.
Dude, why are you randomly talking about
the black community?
What type of comparison does this have to the president?
But I'm so confused. It's the mindset. It's the mindset. We can't have this fucking buffoonery running the fucking country.
Trump is the buffoonery.
Really? That's what you want to put in front of the black people? It's only fucking 47 million of us in the fucking America. And you're going to put, instead of a fucking doctor or something, let's get fucking real. Go to the fucking little black girl that's been working her ass off to get shit done in the community. Why put fucking Glorilla in front? Why are y'all playing this fucking game?
Hold up. Do you think that Kamala Harris is a good candidate? Because I think Kamala Harris is like one of the most qualified candidates in U.S. history.
No, brother.
If not the most qualified. So then give me a single qualification that she does not have that you think she should have.
Everything. She's not a real person. Her whole moral.
She's not a real person.
If we're going to judge people at what they did, let's judge what she does. She flip-flops in relationship. This is her deep insight on her. She has things she gives off. She gives off energies of leech energy. We want something for the people.
What did she do specifically?
Even though half of the shit that we're going through right now, Kamala couldn't handle it. I guarantee it, brother.
You're just saying that she couldn't handle it?
The people in the office, the man in the office, most of the people running the presidency is white men, okay? We know that. That's a fact. Most of the people is white men. She can't handle that pressure. She can't even handle pressure with her husband. She can't even keep a fucking husband. You think she could keep the...
By the way, she literally does have a husband right now. Donald Trump is the one who can't keep a significant other because he's cheated on every single one of them. And Melania clearly doesn't like him. You can see all the time, right? Melania doesn't want to be around him, doesn't want her to even, doesn't want them to like hold hands or like be near each other at all. Like you can literally see it, right? Melania does not like Trump. So like, I don't know what you're talking about in terms of that. And if you want to talk about in terms of the country, you have yet to name a single like qualification that say Donald Trump would have that Kamala Harris does not have. That would mean that Donald Trump is, say, a more qualified candidate for president. Because I think that Kamala Harris is significantly more qualified than Donald Trump. I can't hear you right now. I currently cannot hear you. It says you're unmuted, too. It doesn't say you're muted. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I hear you now, yeah.
Okay. So, I know on the political level you're saying how, you believe Kamala was, eligible for this, but why I like Trump is on a more grounded level. How he's able to shake hands with people that I'm from in the urban community, communicate, not be scared to grab figures like Kodak Black. He's playing a game that you guys won't understand until probably like 2 years from now. But if you study the way he's moving, it's genius. And he's actually in the mix with the people. He's in the mix.
You think
And
Kamala
you gotta
Harris
understand,
is not
Kamala
willing to like
would
engage
never
with
rub
people?
hands, would never walk with the people, would never be involved this
Actually,
much.
if you read her book, she talks about how that's exactly what she's going to do, and that's exactly what she is doing.
She
She's
never
talking to
did. The people hated her before she even
Not true.
she even ran for president. People didn't even
107
like
days
her
run.
at all on a real basis.
Not true. She had higher public
It was
confidence.
just more of just like the vote was for Kamala was because Trump, he was a threat. People look at him as a threat. So it was more like, fuck it. We'd rather have her in here than Trump. That's what it really was about. That's what it was about. So she got close because of that. But, Trump why I like Trump? Is because he walks with the people, man. He's a people person. He has more connections.
Ridiculous.
Even though he does his wrong.
Can you name one policy that Donald Trump influenced to get passed that's beneficial to the average American?
One policy?
Yeah, one policy.
How many? He's been dropping so many policies.
Like, name one.
We can say the policy where he, we get our overtime. Is that real? We keep our overtime when we work overtime. Is that real?
No, it's just a deduction on overtime, which was also supported by Democrats. So that's not even one policy that.
But why wasn't it never done?
That's like it was something that they were advocating for. That's legislation.
So why is he doing everything they advocating for?
He's not the one doing it. It was Congress.
So we're not going nowhere with Trump. Is that what you're saying? That's what you're actually saying?
Yeah, what we're going more towards.
That's what you actually believe?
I'll tell you, what we're going more towards is environmental catastrophe. What we're going more towards is oligopolies. What we're going more towards is corruption. What we're going more towards is like a worse overall system for the average person. Less taxes for rich people, more taxes for working class Americans. That's what we're moving closer towards. We're moving closer towards like authoritarianism.
Brother, last time I checked, we were already living in this reality.
Wait, yeah, you understand that?
Last time I checked, brother,
you understand we are living in authoritarianism, but we're moving even closer to authoritarianism.
America it's already been hard for people. If that was the case, it wouldn't be so many homeless people in Los Angeles. If you really get real and see what's going on,
one policy that Republicans
the drug epidemic that's going on. If we were really moving toward this great America, we wouldn't be in this position we are in now.
Hold up, can you name one policy that Trump or Republicans have ever advocated for or passed to help homeless people?
There's nobody that ever really did that besides, we'll say, helping the foreign people in the foreign aid, which I don't take nothing from that because it's about development.
So but I can tell you things that benefit homeless people for people specifically for Democrats. Democrats are the ones that have advocated for housing programs to ensure that people have access to housing. They've advocated for increases to the child tax credit to a significantly greater extent. They've advocated specifically for jobs programs to ensure that people have adequate access to jobs programs in this country through infrastructure plans, the PACT Act, the Inflation Reduction Act. Right, a bunch of different policies that have been beneficial across the board, that have reduced the likelihood of homelessness for veterans, that have reduced the likelihood of homelessness for people who have families, reduced the likelihood of homelessness for people who particularly cannot afford rent, especially during the context of COVID.
The average person I know right now does not own a home, can barely feed their kids. Okay, all this abdication for what?
So you want to cut? You want Donald Trump's big beautiful bill that cut 420,000 children?
Why not shake the system up?
Let me please finish.
It's been a loop.
Let me please finish. You said that people right now do not have food. So you want to pass the big beautiful bill that cuts 420,000 children on average per month off of free school lunch and breakfast, 2.5 million people off their food stamps on average every month, and over 10 million people off their health insurance, and still adds $3.4 trillion to the debt. That's the policy that you want.
Nobody's saying that, but us as a
the deduction on overtime.
We're not happy about nothing. We're not excited. The average American doesn't want to get off their fucking couch and do nothing. We have everything in the world, and you know what we complain about? Shit. We got everything, and we're fucking depressed. The average American is walking around depressed, complaining about life The little shit.
You said we have everything, but then we can't afford food. What are you talking about? You are contradicting yourself in the current sentence you're engaging in. And then the overtime deduction that you were specifically mentioning in the context of the Big Beautiful Bill is in the Big Beautiful Bill. So if you like the overtime aspect of the bill, well, then that also comes with the 420,000 children every single month being cut off their free school lunch and breakfast, the 2.5 million people off their food stamps on average every month, and the over 10 million people off their health insurance. So you understand that it comes with other things as well. In the meantime as well, everyone, if you want to support me as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio as well as the description of the YouTube. Burren, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $1. Thank you. Andrew, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Andrew. Emily, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Nathan with the $20. Thank you so much, Nathan. Caleb with the $3. Kayla, thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
So not to come at America, but on the, it's a lot of obese going on here. Oh, out of a lot of countries, I would compare us to lazy. This is a lazy country, okay?
Well, I'm sorry,
and we need to get real. We need to get...
No, don't associate obesity with being lazy. There are plenty of people that specifically are obese that has nothing to do with them being quote-unquote lazy. That's such a ridiculous assertion to make, that specifically obesity is just because people are lazy. That's such a ridiculous standard. And also, I want to let you know, saying that as well doesn't actually help with obesity. There have been plenty of studies specifically, right, where people have been dealing with obesity, and it is the case that
I'm not saying that,
stigmatizing their body makes it worse, right, for them to be able to address their health in the very first place. You address your health not only just by specifically addressing people's health concerns in terms of obesity, but also addressing the realities that just because people specifically meet under a BMI of obese does not mean that they are obese. There are plenty of bodybuilders, for example, that would be under the context of being obese under that BMI distinction, yet they don't have unhealthy tendencies, necessarily speaking. And there are plenty of people that are not obese that have unhealthy tendencies. Like me, I eat unhealthy as fuck. I'm not super healthy, and it's not because I'm obese. I'm not. I'm on the other side. I am if anything underweight.
McDonald's. This is the average American mindset. Is toxic, to be toxic in a toxic way. And I don't want to lie to myself. I don't want to lie like I'm in a great country. When you walk around and you look around and you see people pondering about really things that really don't matter in life. It's up to us to change our country. And what we're doing, a lot of people, we're really not contributing to anything. Okay? And it's sad, it's the sad truth. Okay? A lot of us aren't doing anything. And I believe we need this push and this reset to get people off their ass like the fire under the pan. Wake up. You can be great. You can get your job, your own job. You can work for yourself. You can provide for yourself. There's a way out. We're going to keep relying on the system. That's the game we're playing. But we all see we're not getting nowhere. The violence comes from everything that's being pushed. Every president's decision and everybody that's playing this game of running with negativity and evil to thrive and live. We're not going to get anywhere.
It's okay to rely on the system to some degree. I wanted to wrap in Santana. I just wanted to say that before.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying the system is bad.
Hold up. I wanted to wrap in Santana real quick.
But if your mom never pushes you out for you to walk on your own.
Santana, I can't hear you for some reason.
I was muted.
Oh, sorry. I literally tried to send you an invite and it muted you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was double muted. How's my mic? Am I okay?
You're good. We hear you now. It sounds amazing.
All right. Perfect. Hey, just so a question for you, because I've been listening and I heard your premise as far as, basically people need to grab those bootstraps and start to pull and all this other stuff. I get it. But even more so, it sounds like you're an accelerationist, right? I mean, your premise is that there needs to be a jolt. There needs to be a change. There needs to be like a force to push people to get up and do better and be better, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my question is, while I understand the point of accelerationism, right? I'm not even someone who's just like, oh, that's a horrible idea, but I always come to a crossroad and a dilemma, and I'm hoping that you can actually help me with this dilemma. How do you help those people that are going to be negatively impacted and harmed by this acceleration, right? There are certain marginalized people specifically people with disabilities that are going to be overwhelmingly harmed and impacted in a negative way. There's a lot of people not only going to lose their livelihoods, but literally lose their lives. Where's the line of demarcation for you, and how do we ensure that the least amount of people are harmed when, like, what you're advocating for is going to cause maximum harm?
Well, we lost the idea of living as villagers. Okay, it's this selfish concept. Even when we say the American dream, we're chasing this selfish projection of things, right? So, of course, we need each other. Okay, at the end of the day, regardless of whatever the fuck we want to say, we're gonna need each other.
I agree.
And further, and of course, it's going to affect people, but we can either let it sit there and let it burn on fire, or we can continue to take care of who we need to. Us as a
Right, but
people, if disability people, you think it's not going to people that's going to offer their time and volunteer? It's
but
nice people
listen,
out there.
so
This
I
is a
agree.
reality that we project out
Sure.
of fear.
I
But go
agree
ahead,
with
go ahead.
communal living, right? I think the community is really important. I absolutely believe in community. I think that we have to take care of each other, especially in a time where the government isn't taking care of its citizens. But again, you are advocating for something that's going to disenfranchise the disenfranchised even more, right? You're advocating for something that's going to overwhelmingly impact the least of us, and you don't have a plan to actually help them. You're basically saying that, oh, we're going to come together and somehow help people. There's going to be some type of, reckoning where we have. This is the problem that I have with the revolutionary talk. And it's not that we don't need a revolution. It's that we don't have an actual plan for a revolution in order to ensure those people that are going to be impacted are taken care of. We can talk about people with disabilities. We can also talk about people that's a part of the queer community, right? I mean, they already face majority of oppression and hate right now in a normal basis. What do you think is going to happen when this revolution occurs, and then these people who are already ostracized, that's less than 1% of the population, are negatively impacted even more because they're further ostracized? Like, what happens to tribalism and racism? Like, how is that charged? Like, the problem overall that I have is not that we don't need a revolution, because I think we do, but I think the idea of going about it the way that you're saying is not something that's practical. And voting for Donald Trump and supporting Donald Trump is not voting and supporting acceleration. It's voting and supporting disenfranchising the people that need it, and putting the money in the pockets of the top 1% even more. Like, all you're doing is bolstering the people that already have.
Again, I'm not shooting. I wouldn't say I'm shooting for this revolutionary thought. That never wins. We understand that. But common sense and what we have to do, in a sense, we can't skip the loop. So we're relying on a system that if it breaks down just forcefully, then what do we do? Then everybody's going to look for that revolutionary guy, or if the system just totally falls, we don't have mentally the ability to help each other, lift each other up. That's what I'm saying. The mentality, we would never grow as a nation as long as we're selfish. If it breaks down, we're supposed to be able to keep this shit alive. Everybody still continue going to your job without pay or not. Them people with disabilities, they need you. Our veterans, them old people, they need you. Who gives a fuck? Boo-hoo. Wake up. The American spirit. Be a patriot. Go do what you need to do. That spirit. See, we could play this boo-boo gaga game like somebody mysterious is going to come save you and put you. I never seen anything in my life come save me from the poverty I've been in.
Question for you. I mean, if that's your premise, right? If you think that for somehow that, that quote unquote American spirit is going to kick in, why hasn't it kicked in already? Why hasn't those people who are going to take care? Why is it that the people who are getting kicked off of Medicaid, there's no one coming to help them and help them ensure that they're going to have access to the insulin or medication, the things that they need? Or we can talk about the unhoused veterans who are on the streets, right? Who are, don't even have shoes, but people walk right over them and walk past them, and no one's actually actively helping. Hell, Donald Trump is making it illegal for them to be unhoused. And then you have people like Brian Kilmeade on Fox News advocating that we euthanize them.
You know what's
Like,
so
what
funny
are
about
we
all
even
this?
talking about?
We all know that these people are fucked up. We know all these bums and everything out in the world. We all know this, and we're not doing anything about it.
No,
We're not doing anything about it. It's funny. It's what's the irony of us all talking
Like
about this
that is
situation, but
so
that's
sick
where I'm
of you to
getting
say
to.
no.
That's where I'm getting to.
For you to actually disrespect someone like that, you are no better than the next person. I am no better than the next person. And for you to call them a quote unquote bum just because they are unhoused, you don't know their life. You don't know the situation they went through. You don't know what took them to where they are. And hell, you are just as close
What are
to
you
them
saying?
as they are to
I
you.
consider myself as a bum in one time.
Yeah, but
I
you
still
don't.
consider myself
That's
a bum.
so
You don't even
disrespectful
know
to
me.
actually
You know why I
alienate people
consider
like that.
Because my mindset as a black man has been bummed out. I've been taught and raised in an environment. I come from the hood. I don't know where you come from, but I come from where you're raised, and it's cool to do bad shit. That's cool. It's cool to fucking rise up and be and do crazy shit and disrespect women. That was a cool, okay? So think about us kids coming from this mindset from yay high all the way up. I had to break that. First with me, I'm dealing with my mindset. I know what I am. I know I come from shit. I'm not afraid.
Yeah, so
I love
first and foremost, though, if that's the situation, because what I will tell you that you don't know about me is, yes, I come from the quote unquote hood too, but I don't walk around telling people that I come from the hood, because that does nothing to actually progress life, not for me and not for the people that I care about and not for others. So if you are someone who has come out of a situation of poverty and violence, like I have, then why aren't you out here advocating to help people instead of trying to actually say you need to grab those bootstraps like I did? If you truly came out of a situation like that, like I did, you understand that it's not so easy for people to do. And that's why we need to give a helping hand to others. That's why we need to care about other people. That's why we need to actually do things like pass legislation that's going to help the least of us, because once we help the least of us, it rises all boats. A tide rises all boats. Instead of sitting here saying that you need to figure it out like I figured it out, I would never tell anyone that. That's like, stop it. Stop it. Come on. You know better than that. You know it's not that easy to get out. You know that.
No, it ain't no. I understand that, but that's where I got to when I first was talking to Parker, and I was explaining to him that it's people overseas with less than nothing that would love these opportunities. So what are we getting out? We're free. We're all free. It's a mental jail for a lot of people. Okay, this is where I'm getting to. This mentality of America. Okay, we want to go straight to politics. What should we do? What should we do? It's a mental thing. Most people, the average American, is walking past a poor person, person with misfortune. And then we go and we say, oh, this is wrong. But the average person is worried about their family. They want to protect their family.
I agree.
There's a lot of fear
So,
going on. It's a lot of stuff going
you.
on to where people don't even want to communicate with people no more. We're not unity.
Question for you, like genuine question. What's the solution? Like not saying that people need to figure it out themselves. What is an actionable plan that you can lay out? There's almost 6,000 people listening to your voice right now. What plan do you have that we can take an action on that'll actually help people, instead of saying people need to get out of the quote unquote mental jail, they need to free themselves, they need to do? Sure, we hear you. What actionable items can you lay out in front of 6,000 people?
The recycle plan.
We can actually.
The recycle plan.
What is that?
It's plenty of jobs in the hood that.
Sure. What's the recycle plan? What is that?
Recycle plan. We can get the kids and everybody in poverty. We can give them jobs around their community to clean up their community. Get these little kids little options and make them feel and start to love the country and get involved in the infrastructure and cleaning it. Us as leaders.
Wait, so is this something that you just thought of just now, or is this something that you actually created? Solve
everything, but we need to show us as leaders to solve a problem with the problem. You get what I'm saying?
No, what I'm saying though, this recycle plan that you just mentioned, is this something that you just thought of, or is this something that you've actually started to action on? Have you put this
something that I live by? Okay.
No,
right? This is how I survived through life. So check it out. Check me out. No, check me out. So this is how I survived through life. Okay. I come help you. I'm good at this, and you're good at that. And I give you this, and you give me that, and we still benefit from each other. It's a way to benefit from each other without stepping on each other's necks.
You're advocating for communism.
I wouldn't say communism because it's more of like a mutual thing that we can, I got this, I can help you. We're losing our human nature. Okay,
You're
we're putting
advocating for
labels.
communal
We're putting
living
labels on how
where
to
we
be
have
human.
more power than the government, right? Parker, am I wrong? I mean, that's what it kind of sounds like. You're advocating for communism.
Communism. I mean, if we want leaders, we're over here debating right now because we want to be told what to do. We want to be told what to do. How could it ever be communism?
I honestly don't know what his ideology is at all.
I don't either.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because
I feel like
it's
I've heard
free.
like
My mind is free. Okay, you guys are attached to these words and these structural mindsets. That's the loophole.
But you're not
I
you're not
understand
giving
where you
any
guys
actions.
come from,
Your
but
your
it's
words,
really more simple than what we're trying to map everything out.
right? But your words are fleeting, and the reason why Parker and I are having such a hard time actually pinning down what you're trying to say is because not only are your words not matching, but you're not giving actual actions. That's why I said, what's the action? You said the recycle plan, but you haven't been able to tell me what that really is. You said it's what you live by. That's why I said, is it
No, when
something that you
I
put
start
pen and
talking,
paper?
you wouldn't let me finish what I was saying, but
Okay, go ahead.
it's just I thought I explained it to you about how basically what you're good at, your skill levels, we barter each other's skills. You get what I'm saying? But we're so into this currency thing when
That's communism.
no, I'm just saying, like us as people, let's get out of this. Let's
It
get
seems
out of
like
the
you wanna
system.
get rid of
Okay,
money.
let's jump out of the system. Us as people, you think the average person, when you're on your back, you think the average American is gonna,
Push the galaxy. Thank you.
out of 100 people, how many that walk by you, how many people you think is gonna give you a penny in your hat
Okay,
or
how
give
about
you
this?
some money? If you're on the side and you're broke and homeless, how many people out of 100 Americans, how many people you think is gonna put some in that hat
Would you support a
to
stateless
help
class?
you?
Would you support a stateless, classless, and moneyless society, right? And one in which everyone takes care of each other.
No, that's impossible to run. If that was the case, then I would have been eradicated because it would be brute force. Me growing up in poverty and in them environments, they would have been knocking me off the booth. If it was no law and order, if it was no structure. So I'm not going against this, okay? I'm not going against like, oh, let's get rid of the good. It's not feasible. It's not logical. You know what I mean? We get rid of the government and then everybody on here that hates you, Parker, will be at your front door, ready to raid into your home because there's no
I'm not
law
advocating for that.
and order.
I'm not advocating for that. I'm just asking, like, what is your position on the matter, essentially?
I genuinely would like for him to
We're not
answer
ready
that.
for that. We're not ready to be free. We're not ready for that. That's where
Okay,
I'm trying to get to.
but you're
I'm
saying
not
that
trying
we
to down
can't-
the American people,
so
and
then
it's
you're
a
saying-
scary truth.
So then you're saying you
But
want
most
that-
of these countries are way more developed than us, and they're way more structured, disciplined. Our mind is on the next fucking celebrity we can check out. We're really not moving towards something great. And if you look at the mindset of
Bro,
everybody,
stop
we're
yapping for
kind
half
of
a second. Parker
declining.
was trying to jump in. Like, stop talking for half a second. You're on your soapbox. I hear you. Right? You're reached a higher level of consciousness. Cool. Parker, go ahead.
I kind of forgot. I'm not gonna lie.
You were talking about the stateless, systemless, classless, and
Yeah, I was. It's interesting. You said that like that was like we're not there yet. Is that like what you want in the future? But like you're on track to get that. Is that what you want? You want us to go towards that?
Yes, I mean if we can mentally, but like I said, I'm not going to discredit law and order. Okay, it's important, you know. The mentality of a lot of people, you know, it's just we got to be real with ourselves. Like it's not a lot of good people out there, you know. And
So it sounds like you're a leftist and you are advocating for us to move further left as a society, right? It just is the case that you're saying that we're going to do so by bringing down the system, by putting people up like Trump. And I guess, how far are you willing to take this? Like, would you have voted for Hitler to cause about like a revolution after?
you said what I would vote. Why
Like,
are
if
you
you- if you-
comparing
if
Trump
you-
to him? No, are you comparing Trump to him? Is that what you're saying? Is that like you're comparing Trump to Hitler?
In this context, I'm comparing and saying, how far would you go?
Well, I mean,
So,
that's what you're saying.
accelerationism. Like, would you go so far right that you meet up to Hitler?
No, because it's
So you wouldn't.
nobody. It's about helping people. Okay, it's about excelling human mentally. We need more facilities that work on the mental. You get what I'm saying? The problem isn't really
The
the
question that
job.
Parker's trying to get across is how much harm are you willing to do in order to get the thing that you want? That's what's an acceptable level of harm to get to what you want. That's the question.
Because you're saying Trump's an acceptable level of harm, but Adolf Hitler's not. So I'm guessing, what to you, at what point do you establish that Trump would be within that acceptability of harm, right? Where it would be like, because like so you're saying someone held civilly liable of sexual abuse who incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol, who said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years, perved on naked women without their consent, and there was an 18-year-old that came out said there were 4 girls like he's 15 years old, so he's perving on little girls as well, right? Like all of those things is true about Donald Trump. At what point would it be too much harm insofar as that you wouldn't support him?
So you're basically. Have you seen these things for your own eye?
What?
It's
Or
all
are these
documented.
things you heard about Trump, or are you
No, no,
actually?
no. It's all documented. It's all
It's
documented.
documented, so it's footage.
Yes. Wait, do you believe things that you
But
only
I'm just
believe
saying
things
because
that there's footage of?
I come from a place where rumors, all this and that. But I'm
Here,
just saying, do you
I'll
really
just
think he'll be in our office if he really was on this?
yes,
The
yes.
type of people we have running the White House, do you really believe this guy? If he was really this bad guy, do you
Yeah,
really believe that they would be letting him walk around and do what he's doing?
yes. That's what's
Yes.
There has
happening
to
right
be
now.
some agreement
So
on the Democratic
can I clarify?
side.
He was held civilly liable unanimously amongst a jury of 9 people for forcefully penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will.
So that was documented. It was facts. It was everything. They had it on footage.
Well, what do
Critical evidence of his
Why do you
DNA.
keep saying
And
footage?
because I'm
Like,
like, you guys are saying things that you probably possibly not true.
wait, so you're saying that, and Parker just covered the fact that it was litigated in court where 9 jurors actually saw all of the evidence and then said, yes,
You said
Trump
it was
did it.
litigated. So this is all true. So how is he possibly in the office then?
Because people like you supported him. People like you voted for him. People
People like
you
me
that
supported him.
yes, people like you that either didn't know
So
about
you
this,
talking
that didn't
about so
research.
you're talking about your people. See, this is why we can't grow. So you're calling me ignorant and you're calling me stupid in your own terms. We
So
would
first
never
and
grow as
foremost,
a
I
nation.
didn't
But
call
look, look,
anyone
look, 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 look,
stupid.
look, 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 look,
Let me
look,
be
look,
clear.
hold on, hold on,
I
hold
didn't
on.
call
Be
you
careful.
stupid, but
Be
you are
careful with what you
ignorant.
say, man. Be
You
careful
are
with what you
ignorant,
say, brother.
and you are
But hold
ignorant.
on,
And
hold on,
then
hold on. No, no,
ignorance.
no, no.
Okay,
Let me speak. Let me
bro.
speak. Because
No,
you just
bro,
say you people,
bro.
dude, you're part of the
Listen,
pool.
listen,
You're part of the
listen.
pool.
Okay, cool.
Of you.
Cool. You're yapping like crazy. I'm sorry. I had to mute you. I'm not calling you stupid. You don't sound stupid. I don't think you're stupid. I do think you're ignorant, and ignorant just means a lack of information and a lack of knowledge. If you didn't know about the case with E. Jean Carroll, then you are ignorant of the case. That's what I am saying. And when I say people like you, I'm not saying black people, white people. I'm not specifically saying women. I'm not specifically saying, and I'm saying people that supported Donald Trump with either out without knowing all the information or with just completely disregarding the information. People like you, that's what I'm talking about.
What do you mean? That's the whole country. That's damn near the whole country.
It's
You know
not.
how many celebrities people support when they do the foul shit? That's the average support. That's the average person, bro. That's why I just told Parker. You looking for perfect. You want perfect, and I guarantee most of them people have these records that's not documented. A lot of these people do these crimes behind doors, buddy. Don't just think that just because Trump's out in the open, this happened. If this is real truth, and this is facts, well, that's just fucking human nature. Everybody
Did you look any of this information up before you said you support Donald Trump?
What do you mean? I'm not looking at. I support the man because of
Sure, but did
his
you look into any of
because
the
his
actual
presence.
claims
I
that were
supported him
against him?
because I felt like he can run the country and take the pressure. Since he want to do these things, we'll take this pressure of being in office and really and make amends to what you did. We can't have perfect in the office. You know what I'm saying? And you saying you people, you know how
We
many
can't
people
have perfect, but we can have a
actually
whole
really
hell of a
genuinely
lot better
support
than
Trump?
Donald Trump. We can have a whole lot better than Donald Trump. Donald Trump, not only is he a 34 count felon, He's an adjudicated rapist. He's an open racist, sexist, classist, fascist. Like Donald Trump is someone who's called for the eradication of the Constitution for his own personal gains, not because he thinks that it needs to be revamped. Donald Trump is someone that is actively harmful towards other people, including people like us, the marginalized community. Donald Trump in his administration, his campaign spent $215 million to vilify the transgender community when they represent less than 1% of the population. Donald Trump sits here and talks about that he's a part of, he stands for American freedom, while continue to disrespect our soldiers, our troops, and even trying to strip away rights from certain people when it comes to the Constitution. Donald Trump is a horrible human being. Full stop. Period.
You met him? You met him before?
No, I don't need to meet him to know that he is a horrible.
Why are you saying he's a horrible human being? I don't get. See, now we're in this imaginary world, and I'm glad this is your world. You're set in this world. You know, you're stuck. You're looking at what you see,
All good,
you know, instead of what you know and what you feel. I'm the type of person I can't see it and hear it, but I can feel it.
Really quick. And Parker, I've checked this, so I know we're good. Don't worry about it. Really quick, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to get your name before we started.
You want my real name?
It doesn't matter. I can't really see because my
Richie.
phone is a little far. Richie?
Yeah.
Richie. Quick question for you, if you don't mind. Do you like magic?
Do I like magic?
Yeah.
The world was okay. Now we're getting deep into the magic.
Just follow me for half a second, really quick. Do you like magic?
No, I've never seen magic exist.
Okay,
so
cool. Would you like to see a magic trick?
Is this a trick question?
Just yes and no. I would love to. Can I show you a magic trick?
So you want to get deep into the roots?
Just yes or no. Can I show you a magic trick? It's
so
really quick.
It's only 47 million black people.
It's really quick.
America,
it's
right?
really quick.
Wait, hold on.
I got you. Don't worry about it. It's really quick.
Wait, let me tell you something.
Ta-da!
Yeah, I do have to get off, everyone. I'm a bit late. I've gotta get off, everyone. I've got plans. I love everyone so much. I actually stayed on a little bit later today, so it was fun. Yeah. It was good to see you, Santana. Are you gonna go live?
Later, like it's super early for me. So I how I got a million things to do, but I'll be on late. Tonight is the third night. Last night, listen, if anyone is interested, please give me a follow, but come through 11 p.m. East. 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Late nights with Santana. Myself and Brett Cross. This is our third night of conversation around gun reform. We are talking about how do we get gun reform in the United States of America. We've talked about the hangups that people have. We've talked about the Second Amendment right. We have people that have spoken on the position of they advocate for less restrictions around the Second Amendment, people that advocate for more restrictions around the Second Amendment. And what do we do to actually address gun violence within our country? And I think days like today is super important that we have this conversation. It's been really good. And tonight is the third night of that conversation. So if you're available, come through and anyone is welcome to join the conversation. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on or whatever your position is, as long as you can have a respectful conversation. That is the key to it. It's not a debate. It's a respectful conversation. We go one at a time. It's a panel discussion. Everyone's welcome. Join us.
That's going to be great. That's going to be great. If I can catch it, I'll try to.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been really tough, because Brett's situation, and it's been a really hard conversation, but it's been really good. So,
well, I appreciate that. That's great. Make sure to go check it out later if you have the time to be able to do so. It was good seeing you, man.
See you, bro.
Have a good night. I have to get off right now, everyone. I got to get going right now. I'll send everyone over to Dean's Live right now. I actually don't have time to look through everything right now. Thank you to everyone. Seriously, everyone who sent gifts. I can't actually read through and look through everything right now. I got to get going right now. I am like a bit late. Go over to Dean's Live. I think he's live. People are saying DNC Dean in the chat. I love everyone. Have a fantastic night, everyone. Love you, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.